question for my neurodiverse peeps. My neurodivergent smart peeps. Okay. When you get a new hyperfixation, does it always stay the entire intensity throughout? Or does it, like, when it starts, it's way worse? Because I fixate on many different dates amongst other things, and I recently started fixating on September 29th, and that fixation has been very, very, very challenging to manage because it's just the start of it. I have a feeling in the upcoming month it'll resolve itself. And I don't want to stop liking the date, but just like, and with like anything can set it off. Anything can set it off. That is even remotely really close to it. And I guess it's really the same for all of them. But like, especially like there's, unfortunately for me, or maybe fortunately, there's a kid in my peer-to-peer group who I don't interact with much, which that kind of like drives it a bit more. That is a September 29th, and so whenever I hear his name, just picture the chicken dance in your head, and then picture my brain jumping up and down. That's literally what it feels like. And then like a bunch of kids saying 6-7, but September 29th. That's literally what it felt like. Like that just happened today. No. And then I also thought of this hilarious voice-activated clock that my friend has that doesn't respond to you if you're mad, apparently, because that's literally the name this kid has. And at Riley, you know exactly what clock I'm talking about, but I'm not going to say it because, actually, I don't know if it has a V or B or what the clock, I don't know. They're pretty interesting. Just keep home kid anonymous. And in case you're wondering why I'm fixing on September 29th, I've always been drawn to the feel of that day, but I made a new character with it, which is a dark story. I always fixate on dates, my associations, and the characters I make on them. But yes, and then in July, when I started fixing on January 20th, that was a mess. I would not shut up. I was at a training center, so I didn't even have to mask, because I couldn't have to mask around my family. I was screaming the date every 10 seconds. Not in the middle of class, but, like, everything. I made, like, over 29 videos, and over half of them had January 23rd somewhere in there. It was kind of a negative and positive. It was pretty bad. I know when I started fixing on May 29th, it didn't help that the day after I started fixing on May 29th, this is the worst timing. We were going to, I had to attend an event, and this event was at one of those, like, elegant historical house museums. So, not only is it warm, people are talking, and I have to mask. Well, I'm just bursting with May 29th, because this is a day after I started fixating on the day. I haven't even made a character to satisfy it yet. There's a lot of different reasons. Different people I know. And plus I just like number 29 on that caused me to fix it on that day. Like, people are probably like, why did you fix it on dates? If you're curious, just, I am happy to elaborate. And then I remember, like, it was lunch, and it was just so bad that I had to tell somebody about it. I could not keep that cat in the back. It didn't help that I just asked for one of the guy's birthdays that was there in March, and he goes, end of May. And I'm like, can I ask what day in May? End of May. That does not help! That does not help! Like, I'm over here thinking about this date, and then there's, like, a good chance that one of the guys could literally be on May 29th, and he's not going to tell me. That does not help my brain. Finding him even harder. So then we get the lunch, and I don't like lunch. Because there's one ingredient. My sensory. Remember how I told you guys that I don't like, I think I told you guys that I do not like any crunchy vegetables like tomatoes, lettuce. Well, not all crunchy vegetables, but like the typical add-in vegetables and subs, sandwiches, and burritos. I love Chipotle, and I love the rest of that burrito, best believe it. But I could not eat it because the sensory of the tomatoes ruined it for me. So my brain's screaming about May 29th. I'm having a sensory issue that's ruining this delicious lunch. I've had to mask for so long. It's hot. there's the whole end of May situation, which is triggering the fixation even more, and now I'm telling this girl about this fixation, and there's no Wi-Fi in here either, so I'm trying to send her a message, and it doesn't work. So then I make her use my phone, because I'm like, it's so bad. It's like, I'm not used to other people's phones, and then one I was just like, I need to let this kid out of the bag, but I can't just say it out loud, because the end of May guy was there, and I didn't want her to be like, if it was May 29th, I figured you would have made some joke about it, and I was like, that was neurodiverse heck. New fixation, masking, sensory, it was awful. Let's see, do I have other story times? Oh, in January, when I first started fixating on November 29th, it was very bad, and yes, I know a lot of you are 29, because that's the dates I tend to fixate on, 29, 23, 13, 8. Well, actually, there's 2 8s that I like. Not really any 13s particularly, besides plus 13, and I don't like 3 29s. I'm not really fixated on one of the 8s, but, I like it. Anyways, what day? November 29th. In January, I was having a very rough time, and, the only thing that could bring me peace was November 29th, which is why I was so frantic to make it good when it just passed, which I'm very sad about, but, let's see, which other ones had major surges? I think the ones with the major surges were the January 23rd and May 29th, and the November 29th, and now September 29th is getting really bad. And I feel like I'm babysitting a dog, which I kind of like it, but it's also kind of overstimulating. I was in an event today, and, there are 2 Christmas carols that I like, and the artist, Gene Autry, was born on September 29th. His, Here Comes Santa Claus and his version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, his interpretation, whatever you want to call it. So, whenever those songs come on, it's so over for me. Whenever that one kid's name is mentioned. I also have that association with my friend's clock that I'm kind of hoping to low-key acquire that thing one day. I would love to get yelled at by a clock. Or ignored by a clock. Yes. That is me rambling and asking a question. So, my neurodivergent people, what do you think? When you guys get a fixation, does it start way more intense? What are you guys' story times? And if not, let me know that too.
3:37.